But these poor people were betrayed. Betrayed by federal, state, and local governments all across this land. The housing units in many of these co-ops were often poorly designed, hastily constructed, while city inspectors ignored building code violations even during construction. Thus, the housing units were basically not built to last. In addition, the monies set aside for repair and maintenance was diverted into the pockets of the property manager's cronies. The co-ops were basically allowed to just fall into disrepair and neglect. Now, HUD played a key role in this evil conspiracy because none of these schemes could have been carried out if HUD had maintained proper oversight of this entire program. But instead of checking and making certain that repairs and maintenance on the co-op buildings were completed properly, HUD for many years ignored the decay and the neglect. And because of HUD's negligence and intimidation tactics, the residents forgot about the overall goal of self-sufficiency and were forced to focus on survival. As for the urban development portion of the war, well, that program mutated into a concerted and highly orchestrated conspiracy to not only deprive the poor their opportunity to become self-sufficient, but to also defraud the U.S. taxpayers and ultimately steal public property and enrich all involved, except, of course, the poor people it was designed to assist. This pattern continues across this country to this very day. Just ask yourself, before that new stadium or high-rise condo complex or shopping mall was built downtown, who lived there? Well, chances are you'll discover that there was a housing project for low-income people administered by HUD. A classic case in point is the co-op called King Garvey in San Francisco, California. It was erected in 1972 with built-in design and construction flaws. These defective structures were sold to low-income African Americans by HUD without ever revealing these health and safety defects to the buyers. In other words, HUD sold a co-op in 1978 that was already in violation of HUD's own health and safety regulations.
The asbestos, the mildew, the roofs, we didn't even think of asbestos. We knew about mildew and we knew about mold because we knew the roofs needed to be fixed. But asbestos came after.
Mind you, the owners pay approximately $1.5 million each year to the agent to cover maintenance and repairs on this property. That amounts to approximately $5,000 a year per unit that is supposed to be used to maintain the complex. Now, this has been going on for 30 years. Where'd the money go? Obviously, it was not invested into the physical facilities of the complex. There's no education and training going on, nor is there any sign of urban development that might offer job opportunities for these low-income people. Instead, what we find is the agent, HUD, the city of San Francisco, the governor's office, and even the senator who represents that district conducting an orchestrated effort, knowingly and unknowingly, to defraud the American taxpayers and traumatize these people. The emotional trauma visited upon these poor people is incredible. Let me illustrate. As the property deteriorates over the years due to neglect, the residents eventually are put on notice for a land grab. Now, the land grab sequence goes something like this. First, the co-op undergoes a series of rigorous inspections. They'll fail many, past the most recent. Shareholders are intimidated and harassed by the threat of eviction, loss of Section 8 support, and foreclosure on their property. They're told they have no other alternative. Board members who are against refinancing
and
are
give us all the
replaced
benefits, because
illegally.
we have nowhere to go.
Then the shareholders are pressured to refinance a renovation to the co-op at the tune of $60 million to duplicate work, most of which has already been completed. The illegal board approves the refinancing and renovation plan, which will increase the shareholders' mortgage payments from $37,400 to $500,000 a month. The shareholders' failure to make the $500,000 mortgage payment will lose their equity and their property, which is now worth $100 million. Well, finally, the shareholders are evicted. The mortgage is then foreclosed on by the bank. The bank will be paid by the mortgage insurance policy. HUD turns the property over to the city of San Francisco. Then San Francisco gives the property to a local real estate developer. The real estate developer then leverages the value of the land and builds a brand new mixed-use